This is the CBA review for the Module 7 CBA, which is over data and graphs. If you have Miss Castillo, this might just look a little bit different based on the order. The questions are the same, but I think to make it a little bit smaller and fit on a page better, she might have rearranged the questions. So same review, just you might have to figure out which order it's in. Okay, so starting off, again, as always, here's everything that you should be able to master by this. Number one, which of the following questions would produce the least variability? You have the option to have choices, multiple things. So, do you have a dog? Really, that's only going to be yes or no. So that's going to be a yes or no. So a couple things. How many siblings you could have? That could be a number from 0 up to whatever. Where did you travel this summer? Again, multiple options. Because you could go from nowhere to a ton of places. And then what time did you go to bed last night? You know, that could go from 5:30 to 2 o'clock in the morning. So the one that would produce the least amount of variability would be A, because that's just a yes or no question. Number 2, Boy Scout Troop 260 has been keeping track of popcorn sales by recording the total amount sold by each of the pack members. Create a stem and leaf plot of the following data to share with the pack leader so he is able to analyze the sales for the pack. So the first thing I do is I put all of this data in order from least to greatest. So I'm going to go ahead and do that down here. We've got 20, 21, 24, 27, 34 twice, so 34, okay, 36, 43 twice, so there's 43 and 43, 45, I'm going to come down here, 47, 50, 52, where is it, 52, there we go, 54, and then 55. So that takes care of all of our data. Okay, so now I can do my stem and leaf plot. So my stems are going to be 2 for my 20s, 3 for my 30s, 4 for my 40s, and 5 for my 50s. So this is going to take care of 20, 21, 24, 27. Those are done. 34, I have 2 of them. And then I have a 36. 43, I have 2. And then I also have 45 and 47. 50, 52, 54, 55. So that takes care of everything. And then I'm going to have a key over here that says 2-6 equals 26. So that they can see, everybody can see what that works with. Okay, so for the median, since I already have these in order from least to greatest, I'm going to go ahead and use that. But you could also just take off your lowest and highest number of each of the stem and leaf plot. But I'm just going to use this. So I'm crossing off a low number and a high number every single time until I get to the middle, which is 43. And again, if you had 2 numbers in the middle, you would add this together and divide by 2 to find your median. My mode, what occurs the most, it's easy to see right there. I have 2 34s and I also have 2 43s, so those are both the modes. The range is going to be the highest minus the lowest, so 55 minus my lowest number is 20, not 22, 20, and that's going to be 35. And then the mean, I'm going to need to add all these numbers up together and then divide by how many there are. So when I add them all together, I should get that there is 585, and then there's a total of 15 numbers, and 585 divided by 15 is 39. Number 3, the box plot shows the result of 2 standardized tests for a class of 25 students. What is the lowest grade scored, and on which test was the grade scored? So the lowest grade is going to be the minimum. So here the minimum was above 90. Here it was between 60 and 90. So that's going to be the lowest grade, which is test 2. So I'm going to cross off the answers with test 1. And then it has test 2 75 and test 2 150. Well, that's obviously not 150. It's 75, so the answer is B. Number 4, Tom created a percent bar graph to show the percentage of the 40 people surveyed to find out their favorite potato. Based on these results, Tom predicted that 60 people would prefer French fries if he surveyed 200 people. Which statement about his prediction is true? I'm going to go ahead and set up my proportion to start. I would do my percent, which is 30 because I'm using French fries, over 100 equals X over a total of 200 people surveyed. So 100 times 2 is 200. I would do the same thing to the top. 30 times 2 is going to be 60 people. Okay, so Tom's prediction is incorrect. Well, nope, it is correct. His prediction is incorrect. So A and B are gone. Tom's prediction is correct because 30% of 200 is 60. Well, that works. Tom's prediction is correct because 20% of 200 is 60. Well, we didn't do anything with 20%, so that's not correct. Your correct answer is C. All right, next part, page. Okay, the box plot shows the average class sizes in 15 schools. Which statement about this class size must be true? The range is 8. So first of all, I'm going to come up here and I'm going to count and say, okay, that's 21, 22 for the minimum, 33 for the maximum. Oh, no, that's 21. I'm sorry. 21. No, 22. I was right the first time. 22 and 33. My Q1, it looks like, is 23. My median is 28. And my Q3 is 31. Based on my box and whiskers plot. So the range of the class sizes is 8. 33 minus 22. I can come over here and do that. And I get 11, so that's not 8. The largest class is 31. Well, the maximum is 33, so that doesn't work. About 1/2 of the class range in size from 23 to 31. So that's going to be looking at our interquartile range, which is 31 minus 23. And that would be 8. Oh, well, 23 to 31, so yes, technically that's okay. And then the median of the class is 23. Well, no, the median is 28. So yes, C is correct because that's my interquartile, is 23 to 31. If 10 members of an art club collected a total of $520 during a fundraiser, the amounts collected by 9 of the members are represented in the line plot. How many dollars did the 10th member collect? Okay, so 20, 40, 60, this is $60. This is 40. 60, 120 here. That's 160 and 100. So I'm going to go ahead and add those up. So that's going to be 360 plus 120 equals 480. So if I do 520 minus 480, 40, so it should be $40. So we would have an extra X over here if that graph was complete, that line plot was complete. Number 7, Miss Feinstein recorded the weight in pounds of each of her 8 grandchildren. Her data are shown. Which measure of data describes the spread of the data or how much the data varies? So we've kind of got a nice, everything's kind of together there, and then we have this number 10 here, which is way far off. So automatically we're not going to want to use the mean because that's going to drag that information down. Same with the range, it's going to be huge because we've got that number that's so small. The mode doesn't really help us out a whole lot, but the median would be a great way to show the spread of data. So B is going to be the correct answer there. An outlier is exactly what 10 is, and that's what the answer is. 10, it's a number that is not clustered with most of the data, and it's kind of way off track from where everything else is. So it would affect the data a lot if we tried to find the mean. Number 9, Steph made the box plot shown. What is the interquartile range for the data? So interquartile range is going to be Q3 subtracted by Q1. So for this it would be 70 minus 30, which is 40, which is A. And number 10, the stem and leaf plot shown displays the weights in pounds of the dogs in the animal shelter. Which histogram best represents the data of the stem and leaf plot? So I'm going to start by counting up how many data I have for each kind of stem. So I have 4, 5, 7, 3, and 1. Because in a histogram we're looking for the frequency. So here between 20 and 30, which would be this one, I should have 4, and this goes to 5, so that's out. The rest of them go to 4, so we're good. The next one I should have 5. This goes to 5, goes to 5, goes to 5, we're good. For the 40s, 50s, I should have 7. Oh, sorry, that one's done, so I don't need that. This goes to 7, good. This goes all the way up to 8, so D is gone. This does go to 7, so it's good. 50 to 60, I should have 3. This goes to 3, good. This goes to 3, good. And then 60 to 70, I should have 1. This goes to 1, it's good. This goes to 2, so B is not correct. Correct answer would be C. Alright, and that is the end of your... Oh, no, there's another page. Okay. Thought that was the end of your review. That's not the end of your review, so we are going to keep going. Number 11, what is the median of the dataset graphed on the dot plot? So the easiest way to find median on here is I'm just going to start at the top, and I'm going to cross off one at the top and one at the bottom. One at the top, one at the bottom, one of the greatest, one of the least. I'm left with these two, so I'm left with 40 and 50, so I would need to add those together. 40 plus 50 equals 90. Divide 90 by 2, and you get 45, which is C. Number 12, the stem and leaf plot shown displays the weights in pounds of dogs in the animal shelter. Which statement is true about the dogs in the animal shelter? So the first thing I like to do with this, I like to count up to see how much data I have total. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So total, there are 20 dogs, just so I have that for reference. Over 50% of the dogs weigh less than 40 pounds. So basically 10 dogs would have to weigh, or more than 10 dogs would have to weigh less than 40 pounds. So this is kind of my 40-pound line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Nope, didn't work. 20% of the dogs weigh more than 50 pounds. So I'm going to set up a proportion to find out what 20% of the dogs would be. So 20 goes over 100, and I want to know x over 20. This is divided by 5. This is divided by 5, so x would be 4. So basically that means 4 dogs have to weigh more than 50 pounds. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is true so far. The median weight of the dogs is 42 pounds. So again, I'm going to cross off the lowest and the highest, and I'm going to keep doing that until I get to the middle number. And I get between 42 and 44, so the median would be 43, which is not what that says. The range of the weight is 40 pounds. The range would be 63 subtracted from 25, and when I subtract that, I get 38, so that's not correct, so the correct answer is B. 13. Mr. Smith found the mean, median, mode, and range of the data on the dot plot. Which measures are the same? Okay, I always just do mode and median and range first because they require a little bit less work than doing all the other ones. The range is going to be 60 minus 10, which is going to be 50. That's easy to do in your head. The mode is easy to do because it's the most frequent, so in this case it's going to be 30 because I have 3 x's that are 30. The median, I will again cross off doing the least and most, and the median is going to be 30 also. So far, 2 and 3 are good, but 4 isn't, so I'm going to cross out anything that has a 4 in it. And really I could cross out A because I know that the median it counts, and so 3 would be in there, but I'll still finish. So for the mean, I've got to add all these up and then divide by how many there are. So since I have 2 10s, that would represent 20. This is 20. This would represent 90 because there's 3 30s. This is going to represent 80, and this is going to represent 60. So if I add those together, that is going to be 270, and I'm going to divide that by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which will be 30. So the correct answer is C, which is 1, 2, and 3. Finally, number 14, Isabella collected recyclable materials and recorded the weight of each type of recyclable. She then made a bar graph of her data. Which statement is true based on her bar graph? So again, I'm going to kind of write my top numbers just so I know. This is 25. This is going to be 60, 80, 130, and 45 are going to be covering, that's how high they go. The number of pounds of plastic bottles collected is more than 2 times the number of cans. Well, cans is 25, plastic bottles is only 45. It would need to be 50 or more. The number of pounds of newspaper collected is more than 2 times the number of pounds of glass bottles collected. Newspaper is 130, glass bottles is 80. There's the bell. Sorry about that. I'll wait a second. So this would need to be higher than 160, so that's incorrect. The number of pounds of newspaper collected is greater than all other types combined. Well, newspaper is 130. I can already add up 60 and 40 and know that that's going to be 100 plus another 105 plus another 80 on top of that is going to be 185, so no, that's not correct. The number of pounds of glass bottles and cans together would be 80 plus 25, which is 105, is equal to the number of pounds of cardboard and plastic bottles together. Cardboard is 60, plastic bottles is 45, it's also 105, so the correct answer would be D. Good luck studying.